So here's my final video when it comes to the studio build. This video is about the complete build process from start to finish. So you're going to see the first shot all the way through. I'm going to walk you through the cost associated with this build. I came in just under $1,000, which was my budget. I built this entire thing in a corner of my garage. I went ahead and got everything pretty much pushed out and got everything exactly how it should be, but I wanted to kind of walk you guys through the phases of this, how long it took, which is about second week in June is when I started, and I just finished up in about the second week of July. So it took me about 1 month to do all of this. I did do all of the labor. I did have my mother-in-law and my kids help with the mudding, so some of the imperfections you'll see, like some of the screw holes, and you'll see the tape shine through if you really look. But I love that they came out and helped, because it's like they're part of them is in this room as they helped actually build the studio. So I thought that was really cool. But other than that, everything else was done by me. I did all electrical, framing, all that. I do have some experience. I grew up. My stepdad was actually a contractor that did a whole range of things, so I got to see that kind of growing up, and I got to see pretty much anything is possible as long as you put your mind to it. And there's a lot of things here that was way outside my comfort zone, such as the flooring, a lot of the mudding and painting. I just hate doing that type of stuff. However, I really enjoy electrical and framing. Those are my two favorite things, because when you make and cut wood and you get it just right, you don't need to shim it. You don't need to do any of that. You can just tap it in with a rubber mallet as long as your measurements are on. So as far as my philosophy, the old adage, measure twice, cut once. I do that for everything. And if I'm unsure of an angle or a cut, I always go back and measure it again, because cutting something too short or not cutting it properly really messes things up. And you see it happen in construction a lot, where people just rush through what they're trying to accomplish. And it's important to take your time and take pride in your work. And that's what I've done here. And it feels so good to be sitting in a room that I built with my hands. That's one thing I take a ton of pride in as far as this entire space. Most people are not gonna know this is my garage. This is totally my garage. I have a window AC unit, which is a little loud, and it makes some challenges when it comes to the audio recording out here. However, with enough sound dampening, I think it will be a non-factor. Like it's running right now. It is rather loud, probably around 40 decibels if I had to guess. But overall, I can't barely ever hear it, and I absolutely love this space. It's so comfortable just to come out here in midday and just hit record. Family's inside. I'm able to do all my videos and get it done. So with all that said, let's go ahead and jump into the complete build process, and then I'm going to take you on a tour after I show you the build, the cost, and then we'll do the tour at the end of this video. Check the timestamps below. I'll go ahead and timestamp a lot of this stuff so you can kind of jump to the part that you want to see. I wanted to do a time lapse of all these build processes. However, it would have ended up being probably over 100 of work hours or 100 recording hours to do the time lapse, and that was just way too much work on top of what I was doing. I was trying to get it done, and honestly, I could have probably built an entire other YouTube channel just as a home improvement, because most of the home improvement channels I think are pretty poor quality out there, and I probably could go ahead and make a second channel just over home improvement, and I don't want to do that. I really enjoy certain aspects of building, such as the framing and electrical, but there's other aspects that I absolutely despise and hate. I absolutely hated doing the painting and mudding and taping and all that other crap that goes into actually building. So it's not something I want to do on a daily basis, where when it comes to computers and it comes to technology, it just gets me excited. It puts a smile on my face. I love talking about it and why I make videos like this one. But enough chit chat. Let's get down to it and jump into the build.
Oh boy. I mean, we got a whole garage full of a bunch of junk. Oh, there's the little old school mining rig with all the graphics cards ripped off. I'm using that as a FreeNAS box. Day one, starting right now. I'm going to get cracking on this. I'm planning on spending at least probably 6 to 8 hours out here every day to get walls and everything quarantined off. I want a 10 by 10 space with the windows and all the way back to right here. And it'll be a nice little studio chunk out of this garage area, but still a lot of work to be done. So all right, here we go, guys. I went ahead and finished up the electrical today. If you kind of check down here, kind of runs all the way up into there. That was a complete pain to do because over in this wall, hitting the exterior, the peak of my roof, it actually sits right there. So I had to do this really funky, obscure positioning to actually get down in there and be able to drill down in. But as you see here, I'm doing something a little different. I have my traditional electrical right here, but if you look right here, I'm actually going to be pulling in a couple HDMI cables, my screens, also USB extensions. That's going to actually be active powered extensions, so I'm actually going to be putting in another electrical outlet in the attic itself and powering the USB as it's transformed, because it's coming over the ceiling onto the other side of the room here, and you can kind of see I pull it in like the HDMI, and we got another outlet over here, but I'm going to pull in my HDMI cables over to here, and basically the rack is going to be sitting right over in this section, and my computer monitors and keyboard and stuff's going to be over there. So it's going to be a really unique setup. I'm really looking forward to it. The rack itself, which let me step through here, is right here. So I'm going to be filling this up, putting all my actual stuff into it. So that should be pretty interesting. On the electrical panel, I actually added the extra breaker, but that ended up being a 20 amp breaker when I grabbed it from the store and didn't realize I was using 14 gauge wire, and it just didn't look right when I was putting it in, and I double checked my city's code, and sure enough, 14 gauge wire is rated for 15 amps at 110 volts, and that means I can't use a 20 amp breaker. So I ended up going back to the store, switching it out from the 20 amp to the 15 because fire safety is important and staying up to code is also important, so I went ahead and switched that out. But that was kind of a setback, and then having this crazy idea about putting all of the PCs in the rack and then being on the other side of the room also kind of set things back a little bit. All right, second day of mudding and also insulation. I finished up all the insulation, R13 on the walls, R30 right above my head here. It's in Texas heat. It's about 90 to 95 to 100 degrees out there today, about 120 sitting in the attic. And I got to say, I think I lost about 5-10 pounds, so that's pretty fantastic. And other than that, I'm a bit of a mess, but you can see speakers, lighting, and this is a radiant barrier OSB behind here. I had some leftover. I had some leftover OSB, which I'm putting on the outside here. So I went ahead and put one right here. I'm going to go ahead and sand that down, mud it, probably do some type of texture. And then I also had a thing of sheetrock down here as well. With that sheetrock, I decided, hey, this exterior wall that was already there was already kind of had like holes and other stuff in it, and I knew there wasn't any insulation. So I went ahead and just tore that entire wall down, did an 8-foot section, put R13 behind it. Then we also have the radiant barrier on the OSB. Obviously not down here because I didn't want to just go back to the store. But it does have R13 behind it, which is fine. So going to have a lot more insulation in here just because as I got going, I was like, man, it's hot. It's really hot here in Texas. And it's only going to get hotter come July and August. So overall, getting there. I almost have all the joints except for some of the up there I got to do. But I'm just going to retape all that, and that shouldn't be too bad. There's no gaps or anything to fill. That's what really took most of the time on this mudding. It pushed me back a day or two, but I feel like I went to one of those hot yoga classes. Probably look like it too. I'm a mess.
Okay guys, I almost got the flooring in. I got the moisture barrier down, the under laminate in. I'm gonna be cutting up all the flooring here in the morning. I'm gonna have to wake up early. I wanted to get this done tonight, but it's just not happening. It's getting kind of late, about 9 o'clock. It's really hot, and my neighbors will probably get mad at me if I bust out the radial saw at 9 o'clock at night. So I'm just gonna wake up super early, finish up the flooring, but at least I'll have all the prep work done with the moisture barrier and the under laminate, and then be able to put the laminate on top, and it should turn out perfect. But overall, got all the flooring, ceiling up there. Everything is looking really good. So, oh man, just a little bit further, and we'll be there.
Okay, so here we go. We're going to enter the studio based on all this. Obviously, the exterior walls over here and over here, all not doing all that just yet. I still have the OSB with the radiant barrier right here, which I'm going to put up and just do some more outdoor electrical right in here, and then get this all tied up. I also wanted to make sure there wasn't any more cable drops I needed to do. Otherwise, yeah, that's just bad news bears when you have the wall up. It's just much harder to fish it. So that's why I haven't done all that yet. But with all that said, let's step into the actual studio and check it out. So coming in, we have the rack behind me. Right here's the rack. I already did the rack video, so if you're interested in that actual build, definitely check that video out. Coming over here, this was actually just a painted wall, but there was a lot of echo in here, like a whole lot. There's still too much echo in here, and I'll have to treat the ceilings, which if you look up here, you'll see the ceilings. Also, the track lighting is using daylight, which is not, or it's actually using soft light, or it's a low temperature, so it gives it that yellow tint, which is no good. So I'm gonna have to switch out all the bulbs. Hopefully I can get those out. It's a super cheap light fixture. It's only $30 at Home Depot on clearance. It's just something I grabbed. Not satisfied with it, so I don't know. It may not last, but it'll do the trick for now. So here's all this. This was actually a room divider. I went ahead and took out all of the issues with it, you know, as far as there was brackets that held it all together and kind of like did an accordion style. And I just got rid of all that just because, well, I had no place to really put it in here. It just didn't fit. And I initially bought it back in January for a project I was doing, and it just never made it into any of my videos. And I was like, you know what, I'll just put it up on the wall for now. I don't know if it'll be a permanent addition. I don't know how much you will like it. If everyone says, hey, that's horrible, take it down, I'll probably leave it up for a couple weeks, and then when I get some money, I might buy some like acoustic tiles that'll be a little bit more aesthetically pleasing. But going over here, it ties into the foam. This is some cheap foam on Amazon, and I don't particularly like it, but it looks cool. You know, it's one of those things. It's about an inch thick, but it doesn't do a very good job with the sound at all. And I think they're like 15, 20 bucks a pack on Amazon. But those are trash. If you're actually needing something for sound dampening, don't buy these. They won't do much for you. At least they haven't for me. And then we got the desk. This is the Flex Spot desk, which I did a review on earlier this week, so that was actually given to me. Then we got the camera. I bought some blinds and stuff over here. I mounted both monitors up on the wall, so this is pretty much going to always be a standing desk. I don't anticipate really being out here that much. Other things to note, I set up a little camera to do some top-down work right in here, so I can actually get a good shot now, not just this junk shots I've been getting. And then we have the bookshelf. Now, if you've been a long-time subscriber, this bookshelf has actually been in the shot in probably the first 50 videos or so that I did. It wasn't until I hit, I think, about 1,000 subs before I swapped it out to the other one you saw in all the past videos, about the last 280 videos or so, has been the actual standing shelf deal. So
kind of cool. Here's a green screen that I bought a long time ago, and it's just such a pain to set up. I never really did much on the green screen because green screen is a difficult thing to do properly. Lighting and things like that is just kind of a difficult thing to do. So that's why when you light a green screen, there has to be like more than 3 points of light. You need light to separate you and the green screen, and then the green screen itself needs its own light, and it needs to be solid across, like meaning there's no dark spots or anything like that. You'll get real bad seepage, and there's a whole different thing about green screen. It's not as easy as most of these pros make it look. Having a green screen in your background is hard to do properly unless you have proper lighting. So, pro tip, which you probably will be seeing that. I'm going to pull it out in some videos now that I can just pull it out and scoot it to the side. But this is the office. I'm going to do just kind of a panoramic so you can kind of see it all. This is it. Oh, you know what? I didn't even mention Batman. You got a lot of Batman. But that's it. So pretty awesome. I absolutely love this. It's completely amazing. And I just want to thank everyone that for watching the videos. Getting to this point has been awesome. As far as cost goes, this really did not cost very much. I did everything I could to bring down the budget. Everything that I've done in here, most of it's been either repurposed, given to me, those types of things. And I've called on old friends and things like that, and they've come through and helped me out with like building the rack. Most of all that was repurposed and recycled. It's just kind of amazing, all the stuff when you really get really resourceful to be able to do that. And, you know, like I've said, I've been in business for 20 years, and it's just kind of nice now going out on my own and doing all this with YouTube. It's been just phenomenal having all the support from all the people and networking that I've done over the years kind of come through to make this studio happen. And you, the viewer, watching the videos, obviously without the popularity of the channel, I wouldn't be right where I'm at. So thank you. And I can't wait to get back on schedule. I know the last 2 or 3 videos has been mainly the rack, setting up the desk, and then this studio tour. But this is the last of the actual studio setup. We're ready to get down and get to work. And this next week will be a full work week for the very first time making YouTube videos, getting into my groove, and I can't wait to see what happens from this. I'm sure there'll be a little bit of a stutter start when you first get into it, but I think it's going to be fantastic. And with that, a big shout out to all my patrons. Without you, I couldn't make these videos. And I'll see you in the next one.